Hi, this is Jen Brockman of planningaddicts.com. I'm going to take you through a quick video of how to edit a PowerPoint file inside of Google Slides. And let's start by, we're going to edit this file here. I'm going to make a copy of it before I get started though. So what I did, was I left clicked while I was hovered over that. I right clicked. I'm going to come down here and click on make a copy. And you'll see it made a copy. So we're going to work from this copy. I just double clicked it, left click. Up here at the top, I'm going to click open with. Now the first time that you use your Google Drive account to do this, you may see some extra notices, some boxes or graphics or something that invite you to edit files that like Microsoft Office files inside of Google Drive, and you want to go ahead and do that because it just helps it out and makes it a little bit easier. But for now, since I've obviously done this before, we're going to click on Open with Google Slides, and it's going to open up a whole new window. Okay, and this is what Google Slides typically looks like when you get it pulled up and you have a file in it already. Now, what this file is something that I hired someone to help create. They did not follow my directions, so things don't look exactly the way I wanted them to. And what I want to do is come in here and clean it up and make it a little more like what I was hoping I would get. Okay, so, and this would be the same thing basically if you buy a template from Planning Addicts or from anyone else who offers private label rights or commercial use rights, and you want to come in and edit the file that they give you and kind of make it your own. You would still be able to follow these same instructions. We'll probably just go over maybe a couple of these. I'm not going to show you how to edit every single file. So basically what I need to start with is kind of figuring out where each element is and how it's used on each page. So I'm going to kind of scroll over the page. So obviously we can see that there is some text here. So that's a text box. Same thing here. This background does not seem to be clickable, so it's not a photo or a graphic that's just laid out on the page. This one does seem that way, so I'm going to pull that off to the side. This looks like a table, so yep, that's a table. You can see I'll move that around. Okay, this is a editable thing. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, so this background looks to me like it is actually a background. So what we're going to do is come up here and click background, and we're going to go to color. We want solid in this case, and we're just going to choose white. We're going to click done. So now that background is all gone. However, you can't see the words now. So I'm going to click on that box, come up here to text color. For now, we're just going to do like black and white, just so I can show you kind of how things work. And then I did want these graphics included. So I'm not entirely sure yet where I want to put all of these, but I did want that to be part of it. So here's another thing too. You may need to use guides, and in that case for Google Slides, you're going to come up here to View. You can do a grid view. Oh, sorry. Let me double click that again. Go to View, The ruler is already here. You can see that up here, and then along the side, guides. Guides is what we want. We're going to do show guides, and that just gives you a center, both horizontal and vertical. Maybe though, what we need, because this is laid out as a horizontal page, maybe we want to give it a 1/2 inch on both sides and then a 1/2 an inch across the top for binding purposes so that it doesn't cut anything off at the top. So we're going to go back to view, back to guides. We're going to add a horizontal guide. And then you can come down here and just place your cursor over it and pull it up to there. So now we can see that like our text needs to come down to make sure that it's well below that. Same thing with any graphics that we decide on. Okay, and then another quick thing is if you're going to do 1/2 an inch on each side, you need to adjust that. Sorry, if you hear that little whining noise, it's one of my dogs down here under my desk making noise. Okay, so we just readjusted those. And again, I haven't like fully thought out what I want to do with this, but I did not want the designs that were made, they just were not what I wanted. So I'm going to pull that up a little bit. I'm going to put the little stick figure girl here. Maybe I'll come back and add some more of those in there. So another thing you can do is you can highlight. I'm left clicking and dragging my mouse across this row. So it highlights it, and then I can come up here to my fill color and I can change that to anything I want to. Maybe like that gray. And you can see that that has changed it. I don't want this. It looks like the lines are also a kind of a navy blue, which is fine. You could leave it that way. I think in this case, we're going to change it. We're going to make it a dark gray. Okay, and then, so we're going to do the same thing for this one. Again, it looks like she used a background. We're going to go with white. Here's a quick tip. If you do transparent, that's okay too, as long as you're printing on a white background and you, or as long as you recognize that if you don't print on white background, that background color for the entire page will be whatever color you print on. Move that up. Pull that down. Pull that up. And pull this in also. And also let me point out that up here in your ruler, you can see when you start moving tables or boxes or anything really, you can see that up here as well to help you align things. And then you can readjust your box. Okay, now again, it's a whole different set of colors, which is not what we want. So we're going to come across here and edit our text. It's white on the top, so we're going to do white. We're going to re-highlight and we're going to come to our fill box, and I don't remember exactly what color, but I'm going to pick that one. That looks fine. We're going to highlight the rest of these and make those white. Okay, now you can see that I have a problem with my boxes because those were done in white. So we need to adjust that, which is our lines. Let's go with black. Excuse me. Now you can see that it kind of creates a difference here. So if you want that to not be the case, come come back to here. You highlight all of the boxes. Go back up to your pencil and click on black. And there you go. Now, it also looks to me like this line is slightly thicker than some. So, and yes, that's a 4 pixels rather than 1, which I'll guarantee you is what these are. Yeah, those are 1s as well. So just keep that in mind as well. You can change the background of a text box. We are going to do white, but then we need to change the text color to black. Okay, and so now that one matches a little more with this one up top. We come down here, and again, it's super cute, but not what I asked for. So we're going to readjust things. Okay, first of all, let's get rid of the background. White. Done. All right, now we click on this. You see it's adjustable. That is just a shape. So, okay, it looks like it's a shape with a table over it, which is fine, but not quite what we want. Okay, so this is the outline of that shape. We're going to change that to black. We're going to change our background colors in the table to, let's do light gray. Darker gray. Maybe we'll go back to light gray. Dark gray. And possibly you could leave that red, considering what the purpose is of that. Red might be appropriate. Okay, so another thing to consider is that this is not going to fit perfectly inside of those curves, so that needs to be adjusted as well. It's a cute concept, but it needs a little bit of work to it to get that to sit correctly. Okay, this one I'm also going to change the color to white to help stand out. Okay, I'm going to pull my little girly. Well, actually, I think I like that. We're going to put her right back there. I think we're going to make... Okay, so here's a cool thing you can do. You can highlight the entire chart, right? And then you can right-click, come down to distribute rows, and it's going to make them all the same size. Super cool and super easy, right? So now I'm going to grab that box and I'm going to hold down Control and the down arrow. And that should put it behind this shape so that you can see that those lines are now on top of your chart or your table. Sorry. Okay. Now maybe we want to make her so she's just sitting at the top there. She kind of looks like she's waving. Oh, there is more to her. I don't know why she's not all showing up. Anytime you want to undo, you just come up here and click on the undo button. Okay, so we're just going to leave her like that. She's kind of cute that way. I think these are good. Actually, probably what I will do is come in and maybe make several of the kiddos right across here. Okay, so I'm going to show you one last thing to do to make a quick edit. One last thing we need to do is click on this box and bring it in to there. Okay, so now all of that fits great. One more thing you can do is change your text. This makes it super quick and super easy. I often like this font. I'm not sure if it's terrific in this case, but it might be. Maybe we'll try it. Okay, and then we're going to highlight these and change those as well. And now one thing you can do, if you start, actually, let me show you how to do this. So I'm just clicking on an open area, and I'm going to drag that so that it covers or grabs everything that has text in it, right? Then I'm going to come up here and change my text, and it changes every box. And maybe a little too much. So I can go back and make that Arial again. Okay. Anything down here? Oh, okay. And I put that one behind, so I'm going to have to do Control and I hit the down arrow. Now I can grab that table again, and I'm going to change this to that, and I'm actually going to increase that size. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to change that one also. But we're going to make it bigger. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, still way too big at that size. Even if I do that, so we're going to adjust that down. And that's okay. I think that can work. Okay, so that's just a real quick, a little tutorial about how to quickly change things. Now, one thing you can do, also, I'm going to click on this next one because it's got the 3 kiddos in it. And here's what I'm going to do. I am going to highlight all of those, and then I'm going to right-click and copy them. And I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to click on an empty space, and then you can either right click and hit paste and then put them in place or move things around. Now once you dump them on the page, then they're going to be back to singles. So if you want to grab them all and highlight them and move them around, and then so if you go to format options, you can do recolor, and we're going to make them black because our other little girl over here is black. I assume that's a girl. Okay, so those are just some kind of quick little things. Some of the things that I did are a little more, like tips. Maybe they're slightly more advanced once you get used to them. The thing I was also going to say is when you go to highlight and copy and paste, you can either do it from your right click on your mouse, or if you're on a desktop, I can't speak to Mac because I don't use Mac, but if you're on a desktop, you can click Control C for copy, and Control V as in Victor for paste. And there you go. It gives them to you again. Okay. Okay. We would also need to move this back again. Not forget that. So Control, down button, and now it sits behind there. And okay, so that kind of gives you just a real quick overview of how to easily edit pre-made templates that somebody else, that you bought from somebody else, and kind of make them your own. Turn them into something that fits your brand or whatever niche that you are working on. So, all right, that's it for me. This is Jen Brockman, and I'll come see you again in another video. Thanks.